The flight from London to Kinshasa was quiet. Benoît didn't sleep. As the plane descended, the familiar brown rooftops and green patches below stirred something heavy in his chest. Not nostalgia, but pressure. This wasn't homecoming. It was transit. The plane landed with a soft jolt. Benoît stepped off the tarmac into the heavy Kinshasa air, a thick blend of heat, exhaust, and childhood memories. London had been cold and silent. Kinshasa? Kinshasa was loud, alive, and unapologetically chaotic. Outside the airport, he knew where to go in his mind. What will people say? Hey, Benoît, the engineer returns. But inside, Benoît didn't feel like an engineer at all. He felt like a suitcase of uncertainty. He had less than 2 weeks to secure his U.S. visa. And if he failed, the scholarship vanished. So did Boston. So did the dream. He didn't go back to his village. Time was tight. Instead, he rented a small room in Limette, near the U.S. Embassy, basic but quiet. A mattress, a fan, and a plastic chair near the window. Just enough for prayer, paperwork, and breath. Each day he reviewed his visa documents. Passport, I-20 from Wentworth Institute of Technology, Savis payment receipt, Red Cross sponsorship letter, interview appointment slip. Everything had to be flawless. The Red Cross had done their part. Now he had to do his. Benoît stayed focused before meeting anyone. 3 days later, he stood outside the U.S. Embassy in Kinshasa. A long line of hopefuls wrapped around the gate. Students, spouses, professionals, and parents. Everyone clutching envelopes full of paper dreams. Inside, everything was sterile. Cold air, glass booths, numbered screens. C-33, Kalungi Benoît, the loudspeaker crackled. His throat tightened. At the glass window stood a woman in her early 40s. Glasses, blue shirt, no smile. Good morning, passport DS-160 confirmation I-20 Savis receipt. Benoît slid the documents forward, hands slightly shaking. She typed. Why are you going to the United States? He took a breath. To study civil engineering, I was accepted to Wentworth Institute of Technology in Boston. I wanted to design boreholes, water systems for rural areas. I already started in Congo. She didn't blink. Why Boston? They teach hands-on field work, not just theory. That's what my village needs. That's what I know. More typing. More silence. Then, who is funding your studies? The Red Cross and the International Sponsorship Board. All confirmed. She flipped through his papers, scanned something. What ties do you have to Congo? He paused, then answered softly, My wife, my foundation, my name. She didn't say yes. She didn't say no. She handed him a white paper. Administrative processing, wait 5 to 10 business days. He stepped outside into the heat, blinking into the sun. He had given everything. Now he had to wait. Again. The evening after his visa interview, Benoît boarded a motorbike taxi. He didn't tell anyone. Just packed a small bag and headed to the edge of the city, where Nadege was staying temporarily with cousins who worked in retail. When she opened the wooden door, she blinked, then smiled. Not with surprise, but with recognition, as if her spirit had already sensed him coming. They sat beneath a mango tree just outside the house. The sun was low. Orange light kissed the dusty yard. She poured tea. He held it, warming his hands more than his throat. You didn't have to come, but I missed you. I don't want people to gossip on you, Benoît, she said softly. Yes, I did. They didn't talk about visas or Boston, not directly. Instead, they spoke of her cousin's arthritis. Nadege, she feels pain. I help her a lot in her shop. Then silence. Then, you're going to make it, Benoît. But even if you don't, you've already started something. He nodded, eyes wet but steady. Benoît went back to HC rented home in Limette, fan spinning, mosquito net hanging. Each day, he walked to a small internet cafe to check his visa status. No update. In progress. Still under review. He watched TikToks of other students arriving in America. POV, you got your student visa approved. He scrolled fast, closed the app. He wasn't there yet. Next day, during nighttime, Benoît lay on his mattress, unable to sleep. Then his phone buzzed. A voice note from Nadege. Mon amour, I know you're worried, but look how far you've come. They didn't see your foundation. You built it anyway. They didn't hear your voice. You still spoke. Keep going. You are almost there, even if it's across the sea. He cried quietly, then opened his notebook and wrote, I will not let a stamp decide my story, but it can open a chapter. 5 days later. Internet cafe. A new message. Subject. Visa status update. U.S. Department of State. He clicked. Held breath. Read. Your visa has been approved. Please collect your passport from DHL office tomorrow. He read it again and again, then bent forward and whispered, Thank you. Not to the embassy. To God. To Liz. To Nadege. To the boy he had been, and the man still becoming. A big smile opened to Benoît. He immediately made a call to Nadege. Please ask your cousin and you, Chrome. I have good news. Next morning he had to travel. Ticket had arrived as well. The next morning, April 18th, Benoît stood in front of Aéroport International d'Ngili. He held the ticket in his hand, white, clean, and marked clearly. Red Cross. Passenger, Kalungi Benoît. Departure, 18 APR 2025. Destination, Boston via Istanbul. He looked at it, then at the sky. Palm trees swayed quietly behind him. He wasn't scared now, just focused. It was Nadege who stood beside him, beneath the morning sky, a quiet figure at the gate. No crowd, no farewell cry. No drumbeat in the village square. No songs or dancing feet. Just a promise in her steady eyes, and dust beneath his feet. Benoît left to Boston.